Dear students of grade 10, welcome back to my English class. In today's class, students, we are going to talk about unit number 16, that is success and celebration. And before we start this text, we have pictures given here. Getting started, look at the picture below and discuss what it takes to achieve success. Students, what do you see in the picture? We can see in the picture boys and girls, they are dancing here, and on the other side, we can see it's a football team. It's very clear they are holding a trophy and they have won the match. They might have won any match, and that's why they are celebrating and they are enjoying themselves after achieving success. So, this is how we can enjoy and we can celebrate after having a great success. This is what we can see in this picture here. Now, students, reading part 1, we have again picture here. Look at the picture and answer the question. Here, the man in the picture. Who do you think this person is? Yes, students, the man in the picture is Walt Disney, and he is most popular and most famous animated cartoon. Animated cartoon creator. He is a creator, and he had created many characters like Mickey Mouse. And Devin Dog, and so on. And the man in the picture is Walt. It's Walt Disney. And as I told you, he is known for his creation, his creativity for animation cartoon like Mickey Mouse and Disney. It's all about the picture and question, students. Now move to its text. Here is the text. Walt Disney is the name of a creator and cartoon creator, an example of struggle and success. Here in this chapter, we are going to talk about struggle and success and failure and success of Walt Disney, an animated creator, cartoon creator of the world. Here we start first paragraph. Whenever you think about great personalities who started from very humble beginnings and achieved extraordinary success, who comes to your mind? Walt Disney name spring to many people's mind. Students, here is a question to you. If you think about a person and who started his journey from zero and there later he got succeed, he got great success. In my mind, in your mind, the first name that comes in your mind is Walt Disney. So this is what in the first paragraph we talked about. So we talked about Walt Disney. He started his journey from the very beginning. He started his journey at zero level. Later on, he got successful and in his business, and that's why he's the person that comes in our mind. First person that comes in everyone's mind. Walt Disney is known as extraordinary successful and creative person whose vision as an animator, filmmaker and theme park developer changed the entertainment world in 20th century and beyond. Extraordinary means exceptional. He is the man. This man, Walt Disney, is known exceptionally as a successful, and he was a creative person. Yes, of course, he is a very creative person, and he had a vision of animator and filmmaking, and he want to change the entertainment industry in the 24th in the 20th century and beyond. And his aim was to change the whole entertainment industry, okay, by means of animation and filmmaking and the theme park. So this is what he thought about the entertaining the world in 20th century. Yet, dig a little deeper into Disney's background. If you go very deep in Disney's background in Disney life, there are a digger, yes, and you will discover that his road to success was paved by, paved means stop, paved means stop obstacles by an unhappy childhood, along with countless business failure and setbacks. Here is the word countless, numerous, you know And if we talk about his background, if we go very deeper in his life about his background, there we see there was many failure, there were many obstacles in his life that he faced. And he was not happy with his childhood, and he had many business failure in his life. Means his life wasn't so easy, and his journey wasn't so easy, and it was full of obstacle and problems. Born in Chicago in 1901 and raised in Missouri, Disney was the fourth son among five siblings. Uh, Now, students, he was born in 1901 and he grew in Missouri. And Disney was the fourth, and Disney he was the fourth son of among the five brother and sister. Means he was fourth one among his brother and sister. His father name was Elias, and who was dominating. It's a dominating figure who was Ellerslie abusive. He was very abusive in nature, and he was arrogant. He was unsuccessful to make ends meet for the family, and he was hardly able to make ends for his family. Means he was not able to fulfill his family needs, and he was not able to feed off his family properly, and he was in trouble. His father was in trouble. Who escaped from his stressful circumstances? To escape from his stressful circumstances, young Disney found solace in drawing. Yes, in order to overcome all these stresses in all these bad circumstances, young Disney found and cheered comfort in drawing. Still, he would watch his older brother one by one run off from come to escape their father. And later, then he would watch his brother in one by one, his father and his older brother, they ran off. And when Disney was 16 years old, he dropped out of school to join the army. He decided, he left the school to join the army, but was rejected for being underage. But he was just 16 years old boy, and he was not allowed to join the army because he was underage and he was not above 16 years old. That's why he could not join the army. Instead, he joined the Red Cross. Yes, then he joined the Red Cross and was sent to France for a year to drive an ambulance. And for 1 year, there he did the job of driving an ambulance. He moved back to United States in 1990. Then he went to the United States in 1919. So this is a bit about his initial life, and how he started. He started you know dropping out from the school, and then he decided to join the army, but he was just 16 years old. And then he started driving an ambulance, and then he went to the United States in 1919. When he returned home from war, Disney became an apprentice in London at a Kansas City commercial art studio. Students, there was a city commercial art studio at Canans, and where he started learning. And after he returned from war, and itching to set off, he and his older brother, he had a brother also, his name was Roy, launched their own cartoon business. Then his brother Roy and Disney, they both started a cartoon business later, and they are very eager to open that one because they are fond of making cartoon and animation. They started the name of that cartoon business was Laugh O Graham Studio. Okay, they started the business with the name Laugh O Graham Studio in 1920s, but the company went bankrupt a couple of years later. But after a few years, after a few years later, their company was in debt. They were in totally debt. They got bankrupt, and they were not able to move their business ahead because they were full in debt and they have to pay too much huge money. With the loss of his business, with the loss of they lost their business, Disney packed his bag. Then they packed their bags, and with just $40 to his name, and they had only $40. After losing the business, the Disney had only $40, took off to Los Angeles to try his hand at acting. Then he moved to Los Angeles, the city, name city, Hollywood, known in U.S., where he decided to try acting in the film. But he failed at that. There he also failed, and still there was a silver lining to his move. But there was still a hope for him, and he didn't give up his hope. Means after becoming failure again and again, he did not give up his hope of you know life. Noticing there were not any animation studio in California. What when he went to California for the acting, but he did not did not succeed there. And there he noticed, there he found that there wasn't no animation studio in California, and this was the chance for him to bring back the business over there. Business Disney convinced Roy to join him out west to so they could set up a shop. Then Disney again, he talked to his brother Roy to join him and to start a new shop, new set up a new shop or business over there. Not so long after, Disney found him his first major success with the cartoon of Oswald, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Very soon they started their business, they started their shop over there, and they started their cartoon animation center there. And California, in a very short period of time they found a success in that. And with the creation of the first creation was Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. The name of his first creation was Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Okay, where they got successful. And Disney characters, Oswald was lucky becoming a huge star in one real animation. But this Disney's character Oswald was lucky become a huge star, and it this character became a star overnight. And but Disney himself found him luck hard run out. But Disney found himself very very unlucky and hard luck traveling to New York to the renegotiate his contract. Then he had to travel to New York to talk about to discuss about his contract. He discovered that his producer had taken his team of animators from him, and that he no longer had any legal right to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Then again the problem came to Disney, that his producer, there he found that his producer had taken his whole the team member of the animator. And Disney still didn't have any right of legal rights to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. When he traveled to New York to talk about and to discuss about his contract, he found that his producer had taken his all the animators, team of the members, team of the his team of animators, and he had no longer any legal rights to that Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. But instead of fighting the loss of plotting his revenge, Disney decided to walk away and start over again. But he did not give up his hope, and he did not give up anything. And he decided to fight the loss, and he decided to take his revenge. And so that he went back and he decided to start it over again. It was on the train ride back to California, and he was created Mickey Mouse. When students, it was the time when he was traveling in a train, and there a thought came in his mind about creating Mickey Mouse. And it was the that creation that made him very successful in his business, in cartoon business, that is Mickey Mouse. After years of eating beans and driving up his debts, Disney finally brought Mickey Mouse to life on film, starting in the late 1920s, and earned his way back to the top of his industry. After a few years of struggling and clearing up his debts, Disney finally brought Mickey Mouse to life as film. Finally, that Mickey Mouse brought that cartoon animated film, that is Mickey Mouse, to the life on the film in the big screen, and that started in late 1920 and on his way back to the top of the industry. And it got named It got top of the industry, but it was not easy. Investor rejected the concept of his famous mouse over 300 times before one accepted it. But it was not easy. Many investors they rejected this concept and over 300 times, and it was not so easy to run that concept ahead. Even with the success of Mickey Mouse, Disney still faced challenges in keeping his business afloat out of debt. Yes, students, it was though the Mickey Mouse was a successful concept, and he was very successful in his concept, but still Disney still was facing the problem of keeping and moving his business ahead because of this debt, and because he was not able to clear out his debt. Not only he overworked, but tension with his employer, who eventually stole his long-time and best animator from him, led to Disney having a nervous breakdown. For that, in order to run his business forward, and he did work hard, okay, day and night, and but tension was with, and he was facing tense he was tense about his employer, and he was in trouble, who eventually stole his long time and best animator from him, and they all had stolen his long time and best animator from him. That causes Disney having a mental collapse and mental problem. After taking some time off, his wife, to recover, to Disney, returned with a bold new idea. Okay, after taking some time off with his wife, he decided not to work, and he took rest for a long time. And with his wife, he spent a few time over there, and then he recovered himself. Later, he got an idea, and great idea. He would develop a full length of animation feature. Then he decided to create a full length of animation feature he would call Snow White and Seven Dropped 1937. It would become a huge success at the box office. Then he brought a new cartoon, that is Snow White and the Seven Drop, and it became a huge success, and it got a name at box office, yet film that. Then later and respectively, he started making and creating some of the film during the period of 1940 to 1940, 1940 to 1942. And it was they were Inochio and Fantasia, Bambio, and these are some of the creation that he brought at the box office. The first one is was very much famous, and it was popular at box office. If the Disney didn't have enough burden to shoulder, more on the way. And yes, Disney didn't already have enough burden to shoulder. Yes, more on the way. His animator went on strike at the start of the World War II and contributed his to mounting debt that upwards of $4 million. Already, Disney had the burden and big burden, and his animator went on strike, and their animator they started a strike at the World War II. At the time of World War II, their animator they decided to be on strike and contribute his rising debt, and because of their strike, their the Disney debt rising up, and towards that becomes more than $4 million, and it it goes up, it went up $4 million because of that strike. After the war was over, after the end of the war, his company was slow to rebuild, and but during this time, but after the World War, he was not able to move his business ahead, and he was not able to move his company. And Disney learned to diversify his business by turning to television despite pressuring from the film studios to stay on the big screen. Later, after having trouble, after facing the trouble of the strike by their eliminator, and their his debt went up to $4 million. Then he decided. Then he had an idea of turning to television. Then he decided to move to the television. He decided to quit the big screen and in a studio, and then he then he opted to television industry. His gamble paid off with the success of TV shows. Like, then he became successful. Okay, he became successful in television with the TV show like Mickey Mouse Club and Deo Cocktail. Yes, students, you might have seen Mickey Mouse. Yes, of course, students, I like this cartoon, this character very much, Mickey Mouse. I used to watch this Mickey Mouse. I hope you must have watched this Mickey Mouse character. And there are many characters. Davy Crockett. Disney was able to harness enough capital to launch his biggest movie at Disneyland. And then, and after he's successful in all his TV shows, then he decided to invest some of money in Disneyland, and it was opened in July 17, 1915. He started the Disneyland in its Anaheim, California, and in California he started his Disneyland. Like most of Disney's enterprises businesses, it got off to a rocky start. Frog tickets were bringing more visitors than anticipated. This Disneyland became famous also, and it was a successful business for him, adding to a line that trailed 7 miles long with temperatures soaring up 100 degrees. The new asphalt was melting women's high heel, drinking fountains were defunded, and some of the rides its malfunctions. Critics call the opening of Disneyland Black Sunday, but always Disney determination and perverseness turned his latest endeavor around. This Disneyland, people have different opinion, but later it was a successful idea, and it paid off. It paid off with the great success. Disneyland became a colossal success, clearing out his financial debt, and this day operates an integral part of his business empire. Because of this Disneyland students, Disney was able to clear his all his debt, and it really played an important and it's a prominent role in his business of clearing his all debts and moving his business forward, and it has become the integral part of his whole business empire. So this is a successful story of Disneyland and his TV show. Now move to the next one. Commenting on the benefit of failure, Disney once said, "All the adversity I have had in my life, all the troubles and obstacles have strengthened me." After facing all the problem, after having all the experience of success and failure, finally Disney, wants to say that benefit of failure. There are some benefits of failure also, because Disney said that all the misfortune or the mishappening I had in my life, that really made me learn about my strength. That it they really strengthened me. And rather I became disappointed, I became more and more powerful, and I really learned how to strengthen myself. You may not realize it. We people never realized our power and strength. Rather, it happens. One, the problem should comes in our life, and once we have to face the problem, only then we come to know about our strength and power. But a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you. But a disappointment may be the best. Maybe disappointment may be the best thing in the world for you. So this is all about our today's class, students, where we talked about, where we study about a successful. Yes, of course, it's a successful story. The person who started his journey from zero, and lastly, in the final, he became later on he became a most popular, personality of the world. And he's the person that is who is Walt Disney, a cartoon animated cartoon creator. He started his journey, he faced many, you know success and many problems during his journey. He experiences successes, failures in his life, and later he was a successful businessman. uh, in the field of animation and the cartoon. This is all we talked about Walt Disney students in today's class. With that, I hope students you have understood the text. And with that, I come to an end of today's class here. See you in the next one. Keep watching my videos.